Hey everyone, so you may have seen the notification already and thought, oh my god, it's another review, or oh geez, it's another shit post to enjoy. That was a terrible introduction. So you may have seen the notification and thought, oh, this is something that I was expecting them to put out, but oh no, they're a sellout, they didn't put any of this out. It's not the usual formula. In fact, I think this is probably one of the most serious videos I've done for a while. Well, not for the fact that it's like brash or anything like that. It's just more along the lines of where I've been, because you've seen the title, what's been happening for 6 months. So I felt like I just want to address a few things first and foremost. So in general, I feel the biggest question would be why I left. So again, this mainly has to do with personal life most of the time, because I usually tend to make stuff to, impress whoever manages to watch it. And it's hard for me sometimes, because sometimes I need to balance, like, do I do it for the viewers or do I do it because I like doing it? It's that, I don't know, I just felt like the formula had just died out. It didn't feel intriguing, it didn't feel interesting, it overall just wasn't worth my time, and I didn't enjoy making it. Well, not for the extreme version you think. It's just more like, looking back at it, there was like little to no effort put into what I usually want to do now. But as for why I left, again, like, it had to do a lot in my personal life. So again, it's like I usually can't tend to YouTube all the time, and I usually can't tend to stick to a schedule because I find it very stressful, and I'm already way too fond of procrastinating and just in general not having schedules on things, so I'm a pretty unorganized person. Yeah, you didn't know? That's fine. As for where I currently am in my life, well, it's one of change, to say the least, because a few days ago, here on my birthday, just got done with the so-called last day of 9th grade. Well, not technically not last day. It's more along just the lines of, like, the last day that, everyone in your school gets to, like, see you walk out and shit like that, play loud music and just dress up in really fancy costumes, which I did. I won't show the photo for various reasons, but you kind of get the idea of what's been going on. And mainly for me personally, there isn't really a lot left of school. Well, other than just about a few more weeks, and then I'll basically just be out. As for what kind of comes after is a bit of a tricky one. We've already planned on where I'm kind of gonna need to go after primary school is over. It's more or less just gonna be one that's, welcoming compared to the one I had before. I'm not saying the one I had before was bad. It's just, it's hard to feel welcome when your identity is basically just put under, how do I say this? Finding it hard to admit your problems is what I'm trying to say. Like, hard to say, hey, I want you to stop. I want this whole thing to stop. Like, stop mocking me or anything like that. Because at that point, it just sounds like whining to everybody. So I hopefully think that things will get better for me sometime in the later months here. So, yeah. As for, in general, why I'm doing this is because generally it feels like all the people who even, subscribe to me, yeah, you have to think that not all the time is going to be the same stuff that I usually do. My moniker is always Endless Paradigm Shift for a reason, because, well, I change my formula a lot of the time, like, I've done documentaries, I've done music reviews, I've done songs, I've done shit posts, like, it's all over the place. So, like, when I think that I do something, like, like something new, it's just to switch up the formula, but there's no need for people to, like, like, fucking leave or whatnot. It's more that I want people, when it comes to more personal videos, to connect with, in this case, me, like, understand, like, hey, this is what I'm going through, and, it's all not just about shit posting and, you can tell the script is improvised. But yeah, other than that, that's about that. As for if you're still able to watch the old content, yes, you can watch the old content, though I would mostly personally not really be very fond of it, especially considering the ones from like the early years, because I'll admit, like, though it's almost like baby videos. You feel embarrassed looking back at them, like, Jesus Christ, looking at where I am now, it just feels embarrassing. But other than that, yes, you can go back to watching the old content. There is a playlist in the description below, which I'll link to. It's just called Archive of Shit because I think it's trash and I hate it. Will you make more reviews? No, I will not be making any more reviews. Well, you can still follow along on the Album of the Year reviews that I usually tend to do every now and then, because I am kind of an active person on that site. But other than that, I'm not going to do any more reviews because, one, I usually tend to be very anxious when using my face on camera, and second, I usually tend to just write up information from personal thoughts rather than actual, in-depth analysis on the album I'm talking about, or just in general feeling very, non sequitur compared to what people expect me to like talk about. So just in general, it feels a stupid thing for me to do. I don't feel confident doing them, and that's why I've not done them in a long time. So I'd highly encourage you not to ask this anymore. Thank you. As for whether I'll still make more music, you can bet I'll still be making more music, because my puny little brain is always constantly pumping out ideas that I never knew I had, like new songs, and just in general, whatever ideas come into my head and what I want to do. So it's like, it's just me establishing my persona as an artist, like I usually tend to be very behind the camera on things, and making music has, well, while it's not really a profitable thing for me, at least not yet, it's more just a way of like, hey, this is the stuff I make. I'd appreciate you if you check it out, even if it may be like the lowest effort shit in the world. But other than that, yes, I will still make more music. As for what this era currently means to me, yeah, like I said, it's a transitional period. Well, not physiologically, but nice guess. It feels like a transitional period, both in terms of my content and just in general my identity on the internet. Because, and this is going to be kind of personal, but sometimes I feel as if some people don't respect the labels that I usually tend to, attach to myself. I often get this feeling of dysphoria whenever you say something that may not fit in with me, like masculine like masculine pronouns. They can be very, very stomach churning for me. It's not that they're bad, it's just I feel very scared to come out about some things, and that is one of them. But just in general, just be respectful and kind. Treat me like you would with, like all your other friends. Just don't be pressuring. Like, I'm not a social person. Just don't be an asshole is the moral of the story. As in general, for my future overall, it's looking kind of zigzag, to be honest. I don't really know where it is I'm going, but hopefully I at least think that things will get at least a tad bit better, because, yeah, struggling like 10 years of school and not being able to come out really does something to you, doesn't it? But overall, I just want to say that even if you do not care about, like my personal life and all, and if you just follow along the memes, just at least think twice before you go all out, hey, Magnus should be R-word. Yeah, someone actually left a comment on me saying that once. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, overall, it's hard to establish my presence here because I usually tend to be very scared of how people will react. My only biggest fear is kind of failure and just in general disappointment. But yeah, I think that's kind of become the moral of the story here. So But other than that, I hope you enjoyed me whining here for the past bit, and I don't really know how my schedule's going to be looking from here, but if you're willing to at least give some support in the comments, then feel free to do so. You can join my Discord if you want to. It's in the description below. Yes, shameless plug, I know. It's just if you at least give a shit, I welcome you. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.